Hello everyone, I am Kushal Ajay. This is Savage Programmer. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So wish you all a very happy new year. So have a great year ahead and thank you for all the support we have already crossed 500 mark and we are at 500 strong now. So in this video we'll be continuing our Git and GitHub series. So this is the fifth lecture. If you haven't checked out the channel yet, do check it out. I frequently post some amazing content. So let's get started. So this is our Git and GitHub repository. I've already deleted everything. So like always, the first step would be opening the Git bash window, zooming it out. Let's zoom that out and enlarge this window as well. So today we will be studying about Git branches, which is really very important and it will be very useful for any of you when you will work in a software development job, right? So like always, the first step would be checking the status of a repository. So I've already deleted the previously created files. So it will be a kind of revision and so you will get a hands-on of the complete process. Like I'm committing it directly with the flag A, which will add as well, add all these files, track all these files, and with a message everything deleted. This commit message is really important. Right now I'm just using small brief messages and just to give you an example, but try to write commit messages as informative as you can. So let's commit them out. Okay, they are committed. Let's clear the window. So today we'll be discussing about branches. This particular thing that you can see here, master, is the branch. Whenever we work on a particular working directory, we are using, or we are inside a branch of that particular working directory. Whether we will be working on a remote repository or in a local repository, we work on a particular branch. Now why do we need branches at all? Why cannot we work on the master branch all alone? Why don't all the developers work on the master branch and make the changes in this branch only? In real world scenario, when multiple developers work on a particular thing, you cannot give the access or allow every developer to make changes in the main master branch. Why so? First of all, I'll show you a visual description what does branches mean from the master and what the subsidiary branches look like in the Git flow. So for example, let's see this. So this is the master branch, we can say, and this is where we branched out to do any other feature, to add any other feature or any other task or any debugging kind of stuff. And this is where we merged that branch. Similarly, we also branched out at this point of time, and then we merged those changes here. So this is a visual description how branches look like. So let's close this and go back to our Git bash window and the GitHub repo. Git repo. Okay. So recently Google went down and it created a chaos all around the globe. Even when Google just went down for 30 to 40 minutes. So because of similarly a website can go down because of some code changes. Now if all the developers would make change in the master branch frequently, there may be some case when there might be some bugs will be left and it will cause some errors and the website would go down and it will be a huge loss for the company as well. Then what to do? That's why we have branches, so that each and every developer, if wants to add a new feature that will affect the complete website or any particular project, so that he or she can work in a in a separate branch, and whenever everything works fine in that branch, they can merge that branch into the master branch. So the master branch is also known as main branch, but by convention we used to say it master branch. and I'll show you with an example. First of all, we'll create a file. Touch is the command to create a file. So let's create a Python file to add two numbers, right? Or let's create a Python file to check if the number is even or odd even.py. Let's add some code to it. Now, if odd even, it is getting a number a, or let's take it n. Let me bigger that window. Improve the font size also so that you can easily see that. Okay. I hope this is easily visible now. Okay, so let's define this function. If n modulus 2 equals to 0, we'll return even, a string, and else we'll return odd. Fine. So let's print this odd even 25. Fine. So let's save this function. We have already saved this now. So let's check the status. So we have created a new file odd even.py. Let's add it or just start tracking it. Then let's commit this with a message odd even function added. Let's clear this window and let's check the status now. So the working tree is clean. Now, for example, if you are working for a firm and you have the current branches here where working tree is clean, and your manager told you to add a particular feature to the current code, then what will you do? Will you do the changes in the current branch, or you'll branch out from that particular master branch and start doing changes into a separate branch, so that it will not affect anything in the main flow of that particular project. So let's do that. Get branch. Let's first of all check what branches do we have. So right now we only have master branch. Let's create a particular new branch. Basically, get branch, then the name of that particular branch. Whenever you want to create a branch, you will be doing that for a particular purpose, so name it accordingly. So for example, I'll be adding a new function to that particular branch, so I'll name it like this: new feature. You can name it anything. Now if you check the branch, you will see there are two branches now, and the green and the star is on the master branch because we are on the master branch. Now you can switch to that particular branch using the checkout command. So get checkout, now the name of that particular branch. You can also press tab to autocomplete. Now you have switched to the branch new feature, and you can see that here. Now your current branch is this. Now if you check the status, the working tree is clean. Let's clear all these changes and do some changes to this. Okay, let's add one more function, define add, which will take two parameters and return a plus b. Fine, and let's call this as well, print add 4,5. Fine, so we have made some changes, we have saved this file. Now let's check what is the status of our this branch. So you see, we have modified odd even.py, but we are in new feature branch. Now let's add these changes. So you added these changes and we are in new feature branch. Let's commit these changes as well. Commit message will be add function added. So we have added the commit message as well. If we check the status, so you see working tree is clean. If we go back to our old branch, let's clear this window and git checkout master. If we go back to master, so you'll see we have got back our previous file only. There is nothing related to the changes that we have made. Let's do it like that so you can see it visually. Right now we are in master, so we are seeing no change. If we switch back to our new feature branch, you will see the change. See, the change comes up. So this is how this branching out thing works. Now what if your manager says forget about the new feature that you were adding and jump onto the previous code only and work and start working on it directly. So you can ignore this new feature branch that you have created and jump to your master branch again and start working. So this makes things very convenient, and that's why I was saying it is pretty useful. Now for example, your manager says whatever work you have done is being tested, and in the new branch basically whatever changes that you have done, new feature, yeah, so whatever changes you have done in your new branch are being tested completely and are working fine, and it is very useful for the main project as well. So your manager or the higher authority says let's merge those changes into the master, because right now the new feature branch is ahead of master. What does that mean? That new feature has more commits, and those commit includes extra data, that lines of code, than the master branch. So that's why it says new features ahead of master branch and we should merge it. Your manager asks you to merge it to the master branch. So how will you do that? First of all, go to that particular branch into which you have to merge the changes. Check out master. So we want to merge everything into the master branch. So we'll type it like this: git merge new feature, and boom, it's done. So you see odd even path, 3 lines are being added, and one file change, 3 insertions has been done. Now you are in master and these are the changes, and the changes has reflected here as well that we have done in the new feature branch. So we'll check the status. So every working tree is clean, fine, in the master as well. Sorry, wrong spelling. So I hope you got the idea how useful it is to use branches. Now I'll show you some shortcuts. For example, if you want to create a particular branch directly without, earlier what we did, we created a particular branch, then we switched it using the checkout command. Now if you want to directly switch once you create the new branch, you can do it with a flag only. Let's create a file first of all, or let's not create a file, let's directly jump into the command would be git checkout, that we used to switch between branches, and then -b, which will allow us to create a branch, and the name of that branch. Now let's name it like feature fix. So we will be fixing a particular feature into our master branch, so that's why we are naming it feature fix. So we have switched to our new branch directly without even, we have first created then switched out. Now it does that directly once created. So let's do some modifications to a file now. Okay, let's add a new function, subtract b. Okay, sorry, and it will return a minus b, or absolute of a minus b. This is better. Print subtract 6, 7. So let's save this. Now in the current particular branch we have made this change, but then you came to know that you have added a new feature to our this particular branch, but you named it like feature fix, so which does not go well, right? And then you thought let's change this name. So how will you do that? First of all, you have to come to that particular branch whose name you wanted to change. Then you have to write this command git branch -m. Now the new name that you wanted to use for this particular branch. So it's a new feature, uh, but we already have this name existing for our existing branch. So let's name it like new function feature. Fine. So we have, once you click enter, the name of that particular branch will be changed. So this is how you can rename a particular branch as well. Now if you check the status, you have modified this file. Let's add these changes. Let's commit these changes. Subtract function added. Fine. Now let's first of all jump to our master branch. Git checkout master. Fine. So let's see this. Now if we check the logs of our master branch, git log, let's see the last two logs. You will see, first of all, we added a new function, that is odd even function. Then we have created a new branch and then merged, and that branch was new feature branch, and we have merged that branch which included the add function. Now if I git merge the new branch also, that is new function feature, into our master branch. So here you can see the code is being added. 4 lines, 4 changes are being done to odd even, that is 3 insertion and 1 deletion. It is so descriptive, very helpful. Now if you check the logs, let's clear this, and if you check the logs again, git 3. So you see the commit message that we have added to our new function feature branch is being reflected here as well. Fine. So let's check the status. Working tree is clean. Let's clear this. So this was it for this video. I hope you might have learned something from this video. Git branches are really important. I hope you got the concept, why it is important and what is the need of these branches. So do use them whenever you do a project where multiple people are involved. And do like the video. Please support the channel, share with your friends, and ask them to check the channel out. So stay tuned for such amazing content. Thank you. Let's meet in the next video.